Alright guys, sorry I've been silent for so long. Been making some changes in... Of course my phone decides to ring as I try to start recording. Anyway, been making some changes in scheduling and my own personal life here, work-wise and what have you. No longer working nights, night job. So I am now full-time doing repairs and looking to follow my passion and going full bore with doing performance upgrades. And now that I'm following my passion, things are starting to line up. More work's coming in. Speaking of which, we'll get right into this one that I've got going on right now. So, we got an '08 Honda Accord. Oh, got my daughter in the background there. But, we'll do a quick walk around on this little hot rod here. Run around, little family car. Nothing too fancy. It's got the 2.4K series in it. Nothing too fancy, you know, but doing some upgrades to it. He's wanting to actually get a turbo put on this thing. So got the kit and everything lined up. He's going to be ordering it and going to come back and work on getting that installed. So there's another video on this car that's here to come. As soon as the parts come in, he gets that stuff, he's going to bring it back to me, and we're going to put in a turbo on this 2.4K, little K24. So we're going to pump it up. So not going to be running much boost because he's not going to have much of a, he's going to be running stock tunes, so he's not going to be able to do too much with it really until we can get it to a tuner, and then he can turn it up a little bit for him, give him some boost. But probably just set it to run on gate and put it the lowest spring I possibly can in it to run the minimum amount of boost. So I mean, he'll feel a difference, but it won't be much, and it's not gonna really mess things up too bad. It shouldn't anyway. But anyway, so right now though, what we got done is I just put in a new set of plugs for him. This car's got about 200,000 miles on the car. So he's like, I've never done anything to it, but so we're working on it, making this thing mo better, and gonna make it mo faster. Finally gonna get some upgrades on this channel here is what I want to do. Got myself a little welder over here now. Nothing spectacular. A little Chicago Electric, little wire feed, flux core. Good enough to do exhaust work and that kind of light duty stuff. But right now I'm gonna put this little muffler, a little noise maker on here for him. Cut the stock one off. I'll get a look under here what we got going here. So this guy's coming off. Gonna actually cut it off back up in here at an angle and like a 45, and then gonna have it, the new one, run straight this way, or not straight, but instead of having it curve and turn, I'm just gonna have it come straight, at an angle back, and come out at a little bit of an angle back here. Just stick out a little bit more than this, so the one edge will be flush, even where this is somewhere, but it's gonna end up sitting like this way. So it's gonna be more even angle with the bumper, so it'll look pretty good. Gonna make it look nice for him, like I said. So this is the guy that we're gonna put in here. This is what he wants put in, so that's what we're gonna put in there for him, and it's gonna come out sitting something like that. But of course, where this other tip is. So, but it's going to come out kind of about that angle. Okay, somewhere around like that angle. It's about where we're going to be. So, that's what we're looking at doing here. Right now, I'm going to cut this old one off, and then going to run to the parts store and get a piece of pipe and an adapter because he's got 2 1/4 pipe on the car, factory pipe, and the inlet on this thing is a 2 1/2. Gotta get an adapter to go to the 2 1/2. Weld in the little chunk of pipe that I need in between, make up the difference, put in a little bracket deal to support it, because we're going to be taking out this factory hanger that's right here. Not going to be able to hook to that, so I'm going to have to figure out another way to support this thing. It's not going to be as much weight, so that one right there probably be enough, but I don't want it to wiggle around too much. Right now it doesn't really wiggle much, but I want to try to solidify it a little bit somehow, see what I can do. I got some strapping and stuff to work with, see if I can see what I can do. But get some more in progress stuff here going on. Like I said, I mean, I'm still don't have somebody to do any recording for me, and it's just me and my phone at the moment. But that is going to be changing. Things are going to be changing and getting better here. This channel is going to get bigger and better. So stay tuned for this one. Stay tuned to the channel. Tell your friends, get them to subscribe. We're going to be doing a lot more now. More performance, more upgrades, making things mobettamofastta. So keep tuned in. Keep watching out for more videos. I'm going to be starting to do a lot more. Try to do at least once a week. As more work comes in, we'll start doing more. But do as much as I can as the work comes in, as I got stuff to do. The more money I can make, the more money I can put into this channel. Doing my own modifications, start getting my own projects going. Like I said, I got exhaust work I want to do and redo the exhaust on my Suburban. I want to cut out the secondary cat and the resonator on the Hyundai Elantra, my wife's car. And then I'm going to be putting in a high flow cat. As soon as I can get the money up to do it, I've got to put in a new limited slip differential in my Mini Cooper. I'm also putting in the high flow cat, and I'm going to be redoing the exhaust, 2 1/2 inch pipe, straight back. Probably putting a new muffler on it, and making that Mobetta too. So, and then once I get that done, then I'm going to be scheduling that for getting that on a dyno to get my baseline. What I'm putting down before tune. Then the next step is getting it sent out. I've been talking to Detroit Tuned to do the tune on my ECU. The problem is my car will be down for probably a week while I send my ECU to them, have them reprogram it. But I've already been talking to them. They're going to be turning it up for me. So it's definitely going to be a very noticeable improvement in performance. Oh yeah, very possibly going to be meeting my goal of 300 wheel horse with that little hot rod monster that little thing is. So stay tuned. Keep watching out for more. It's going to get a lot more fun. A lot more fun. Good things happening. See my son walking behind me. Anyway, so on with this project. I'm going to get under this thing, cut this muffler off, and then get to the parts store, get the parts, and I'll keep putting in more here. Here we go. Alright, that's good. Go ahead and turn it off. So that's what it sounds like before we put this new one on. Okay, so slight turn of events in this little new project I got going here. Happens time to time. Just how car repair and upgrades go. But in this situation, got the muffler cut off. And I was going to do another video of how it sounds without the muffler, just why, open up. Went to try to start it. It would not start. Thought it was the battery. Ended up talking with the owner of the car. Said they've had an issue with that. They ended up replacing that battery a few months ago. Also replaced the alternator. And then it started doing this again. Ended up getting the battery warrantied out. Got a brand new fresh battery in there. Still won't start. And then this morning, they ended up remembering that they had been told quite a while back that the starter was kind of possibly starting to go. All right, so here we are. Going to pull the starter, replace it. Owner of the car is going to be getting another starter here and bringing that to me here shortly. But until then, in the process of taking this thing apart. So as you see, I've already got a few parts off on this thing. Just a couple plastic pieces, intake stuff, the little shield cover over the front here, and we'll walk out here to the car. Had to push it out because it was halfway in my garage. To be able to close the car up and be able to close my garage up for the night, I had to move it out here. So here it sits. I went and looked underneath, jacked it up. Not going to be able to get to it that way. I have to take the intake manifold off. So as you see, I got this is where that plastic piece went. That air tube and intake stuff went right down through here. Got that all out of my way. Next, I'm going to take this air hose off, intake hose off, a couple vacuum lines going to it. Get that off the throttle body. A couple other little hoses here to disconnect. Got this cover to take off. And then I can get at the probably 6 or so bolts that are probably, if I remember correctly, I believe it's 6, something like that, 6 and through here. Holding the plastic part, half of the intake on. There's a couple support bolts down here. Holding the bottom of it in. So just not too much. I'll be able to pull that intake off. And then as you can see, this cable right here, maybe not, maybe you guys can't see it too well because of the sun shining on it here, but basically the positive cable coming down from the battery right here, coming down underneath, down under here. Starter is right underneath the intake here. So once I get this intake off, then it'll come apart easy. And if you just didn't notice here, just real quick, as I scrolled across the car here, but yes, I have not disconnected the battery yet. Got to disconnect that again. That way I don't get zapped or short anything out while I'm messing with the starter cables. But all right, update on that as I go here. But yeah, I got my little magnet tray for my parts. Probably gonna let this thing back down here. Might be a little easier to get to it once I get that intake off, but maybe not. I'll probably leave it up on the stands. But as you see, muffler is off. No muffler. So it's ready to go. Got the adapter piece here. New piece of pipe that I need to cut to length. Put that in. Use my new welder. Weld put that stuff in. Get that all situated and get that muffler back on. Once I can get this car started again. So, update as I go. Alright, so intake off, turn to the side. Let's see how I got this apart. All the intake ports. Got the new starter in. So there's this wire that's right here that you got to take that little clip off. There's a little clip right under here. You just push down on the tab, slide this off. Get that out of the way. So you got the 12mm nut underneath that little rubber boot. Little squeeze clip right here. Get that connector off to get it out. Then can't see it very well, but there's a bolt right back there. It's a 14mm on the end. It's kind of a longer stud. Get it this way. No, not really. 14mm head on the end of that, and then there's a 17mm bolt here under the bottom of it. Take those out. That'll get the starter out. Comes right out up here through here. right up through the front here. So you don't need to be actually getting under this, but I got it jacked up just for ease of reaching here. But you see that other long tube that I took out actually goes in between these hoses, those two hoses right there. It goes in between that and the radiator fan here, and it goes over to that black hole, that tube right there. So that is that tube right there. The end over here is the end that goes into there. This end over here ends up going to that little duct piece that sits right up here above the radiator. So probably that was kind of difficult to get out with the intake in, so that I'm going to be putting that back in first before I put the intake back on. I'm also, if you look at the inside of this throttle body on the back side here, it's real nasty. So I'm going to go ahead and hit that with some carb cleaner and a little nylon brush, clean that up, wipe that out, get that cleaned up for them while I have it apart, and get this thing back together. Alright, so this is, got it running as you can hear, got the new starter in. Now we're going to go ahead and rev it a little bit here for you guys to hear, no muffler. And then I'll go ahead and get to welding the new one on for them. Alright, so that thing is nice and noisy, but as you see, I got it up on ramps, so make it a little easier to get under here to weld. Go ahead and, like I said earlier, I got the couple pieces of pipe that I need, cut that one to length, and then get that new little stinger on the end back here, and be done with this little project until it comes back for turbo. So let me get to it and get this finished up. Alright guys, so there you have it. Got this little hot rod back up and running. Got his little issues taken care of here. Got that tip put on there. Got the exhaust work done. Unfortunately, my welds aren't that great. My little welder is not feeding very fast for some reason. Not fast enough to keep a steady bead. It's upsetting me. So I'm gonna end up having to invest into a better welder here fairly soon. Because keeping this up with not very good welds is, oh sorry, hand in the way, not very fun. But there it is. New pipe in there. Instead of that turn, those multiple turns, it's got a piece of straight right across. That thing's sitting nice and level, nice and tucked. I put it at a nice little angle here, and it looks straight down. It's pretty much flush with the bumper, so it's That'll be good. The only concern I have with it is it hangs down pretty low. I'm concerned he's going to be catching it on stuff, but he'll just have to be careful. So, there it is. Alright, so this little hot rod's going to end up coming back. I'm probably going to talk him into doing a different exhaust setup than this. I'm going to go 2.5 inch probably, and just a tip instead of that stinger. That'll get it to tuck a little better. So this is just a quick little deal right now. Get him by, make it sound a little racy until he can get that turbo kit, and we'll get that in and we'll open up this exhaust and get it flowing a lot better and redo it. So, alright guys. Alright, thank you for tuning in yet again. This is a new and improved mobettamofastta episode here. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Doing some more good stuff. Alright, don't forget to subscribe, please. Let's build this channel. Let's get more people on this. We can do more fun stuff, bigger and better. Let's go, guys. See you next time.